No one ever imagined that such a small expression could turn into a national topic of discussion. No one expected that a single sentence from a fan Ziyu couldn't hide their jealousy toward Tian Shuning, "It's so cute," would spread like wildfire across social media. At first, it was only a brief captured moment. There was no confession, no official statement, no dramatic dialogue. Only a facial expression, a subtle shift in attitude, and body language that was far too honest to deny. And yet, that was exactly where everything exploded. At what seemed like an ordinary public occasion, Tian Shuning was seen standing and chatting casually with someone nearby. His smile was light. His gestures relaxed. Nothing looked unusual at first glance. But just a short distance away, the camera caught another figure, Ziyu. At first, Ziyu's face was calm, neutral, professional. But only moments later, something changed. Their gaze shifted. Their lips pressed together slightly. Their posture stiffened, just a little. It wasn't a dramatic change. Not exaggerated. But it was clear enough to those who were used to reading emotions hidden behind small expressions. And from that moment on, the public began to realize one unspoken truth: Ziyu was jealous. Not a single word left Ziyu's lips. There was no excessive reaction. They remained standing in place, keeping their composure, offering a faint smile when the camera turned toward them. But to the public, everything felt different. The smile seemed thinner than usual. The gaze was no longer as warm. Every movement appeared slightly restrained. And most noticeably, when Tian Shuning laughed, Ziyu did not laugh along as they usually did. To some people, it may have meant nothing. But to those who had followed every dynamic between the two, even such a tiny change felt like a silent scream. Instead of triggering criticism, Ziyu's reaction stirred a wave of sympathy. Many no longer saw it as drama, but as something human, innocent, and deeply endearing. Comments flooded in. "She's jealous but still trying to stay professional, that's way too sweet." Ziyu's expression is so honest you can see it even though she's trying to hide it. This isn't anger or possessiveness, this is gentle jealousy. The word "so cute" became the most repeated phrase, as if the public collectively agreed that this jealousy was not something to attack, but something to embrace with a smile. On the other side, Tian Shuning remained as he always was: calm, warm, approachable. But there was one small moment that sent the public into even greater frenzy. When his eyes finally met Ziyu's, he froze for just an instant. Only a fraction of a second. But it was enough to create thousands of interpretations. Some saw it as understanding. Others saw it as guilt. And some believed it was a quiet form of attention intentionally kept hidden. From that moment on, every small interaction between them seemed to carry deeper meaning. The public became torn between feeling delighted and feeling anxious. Not all reactions were light-hearted. Beneath the wave of cute and adorable comments, a quieter concern began to grow. Was Ziyu holding feelings that were becoming too heavy? Did Tian Shuning realize the emotional impact of his behavior? Would this moment affect their professional relationship? Some began to worry that unspoken jealousy could hurt more deeply than an openly expressed conflict. Yet on the surface, there were still no visible cracks. What remained were two people continuing their paths as usual, each carrying emotions that were never truly voiced. What made the situation even more touching was that Ziyu did not express jealousy in an explosive way. There were no sharp words, no dramatic gestures, no confrontations. They chose silence. They chose restraint. They chose to carry the feeling alone. And precisely because of that, the public felt even more moved. Because this kind of jealousy was not about possession, it was about a feeling that had not yet found a place to rest. Days passed, but the moment did not fade from public memory. The short clip kept being replayed. Zi's expression was analyzed from every angle. Eye movements, hand positions, even the way they shifted their body, all were examined with near obsessive detail. Meanwhile, Tian Shuning continued moving forward at his usual pace. He neither grew closer nor pulled away. And it was exactly this steady attitude that made the public wonder even more. Was he choosing not to notice, or was he fully aware, yet choosing to respect a boundary? And amid all the analysis and speculation, one simple sentence continued to echo again and again. Ziyu couldn't hide their jealousy toward Tian Shuning. It's so cute. That sentence became the most honest summary of the entire situation, not because it carried great drama, but because it captured a purely human emotion in its simplest form, jealousy that does not wound, but quietly lingers. As days went by, the atmosphere between them felt subtly different, even though nothing had been openly acknowledged. To the outside world, everything looked normal. Schedules continued. Appearances went on as planned. Smiles were still exchanged for the cameras. Yet for those who watched closely, there was a delicate shift in the air, something unspoken moving quietly beneath the surface. Ziyu became slightly more reserved. Not distant, not cold, but more careful. Their laughter came a little later than usual. Their gaze lingered a second longer when Tian Shuning spoke to others, before drifting away again, as if reminding themselves to stay composed. It was not the behavior of someone trying to demand attention, it was the behavior of someone trying not to reveal how much they cared. Tian Shuning, on the other hand, seemed more observant than before. His glances in Zi's direction became more frequent, though just as fleeting. There were moments when he slowed his steps without realizing it, waiting half a beat longer than necessary. Moments when his smile toward Ziyu softened, as if layered with something he chose not to name. The space between them did not grow wider, but it did grow more aware. Their conversations remained polite. Their interactions stayed light. But beneath every word exchanged, there was now an added weight, like a quiet question that neither of them dared to ask out loud. And the public felt it. The audience no longer watched simply for entertainment. They watched for signs. For shifts in tone. For tiny cracks in composure that might reveal what was truly happening behind the scenes.